Hello, Instagram. Hello, Facebook. Lovely to see you tonight. Really looking forward to tonight's reading. So happy you're joining me tonight. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. We've got a long weekend here in Perth, which is quite nice. Let's put my chair in a bit. Yes. Oh, hello, Stella. I got your link today. How exciting. Look forward to seeing you. Hello, Tyler. Hello. I don't know who Angwin is, but hello. Lovely to meet you. I probably do, Anne Guy. I probably do know you, but I don't know your Instagram handle. I probably know your first name. Yeah, I can't wait to see you as well. Looking forward to it. Hello, Miranda, sending you all the love. Hello, Facebook. Oh, why can't I see the comments? That's weird. There they are. Oh, I didn't think anybody was on Facebook. All these amazing people on Facebook. Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. My comments weren't up. Hello, Kendall. Hello, Sharon, Rose, Ben. Hello, lovely Ben. Melanie, Julia, Caroline, Kimberly. Hello, everyone. Nell, hello. Andrea. Rose from Esperance, nice. Arnold, hello. Oh, fabulous. Happy that everybody's here. Hello, Carrie. Yeah, I'm on Instagram as well. I usually have this nice sparkly thing going on Instagram. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. I get disappointed. I love the Instagram filters. Excuse me. Tina, hello. Anne, hello. Oh, we've all made it. We got here tonight. So good. So good. So, okay, well, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Marina Lobas. Oh, Ben, you're beautiful. Thank you. I love what you do too. I've had a squiz at your page, Ben. I definitely have. I've had a look over at what you do too. I think you're amazing. I think you're amazing as well. Maybe we should do a collab one day. Something like that. I always say that I'm going to do that, and then I don't know, you just get caught up in stuff, don't you? Anyway, Lisa, hello. Beverly, hello. Nice to see you. So glad you're here. Oh, I don't need a filter. Oh, thanks. Well, I like the sparkles because on Instagram it gives me this sparkly thing going on, and it's got this cosmic thing going in the background. It's like you're in the cosmos. That's why I like it. But anyway. All right, so I'll introduce myself. My name is Marina Lobas, and I refer to myself as your soul purpose mentor, and I support intuitive and spiritual entrepreneurs to monetize their passion to purpose, creating programs, services, courses that sell out. And I teach channeling and tarot therapy. Little heads up, I'm not launching anything yet, but I am now going to I'm preparing. I haven't got a set a date yet, but I'll be running one more 9-month. Well, I'll be opening up space, one more 9-month tarot group this year. It'll be the last group that I'm opening up space for. If you'd like to know when that's going to happen, I've put a free link above this, so you can join my subscription list, and then I can inform you. You'll get to know when the 9-month tarot therapy course runs. So that's just above. And if you subscribe, I've put a gift there for you. It's the Lovers Tarot. Well, hopefully it's working. Somebody let me know if you sign up and you don't get it, you don't get the Lovers Tarot, let me know. My VA and I have had problems with my website. If you don't get it and you get something else, please let me know and then we can fix it. It's the Lovers Tarot. What is that? I take you through a 1.5 hour, or nearly 2-hour masterclass, the journey of the cups in the Mythic Tarot. Oh, thanks, Miranda. Miranda's doing my 9-month course at the moment. We're just loving it, aren't we? I love the girls that I work with. I'm so lucky, really. I feel so fortunate, the incredible, intelligent people that come and sign up for my trainings. That's not to say that other people aren't intelligent, but they're just so deep thinking and they're so open to learning. And yeah, it is a fabulous course. It is a combination of Jungian psychology, depth psychology, psychotherapy, counseling 101, and then, of course, we journey through the mythic tarot, all the myths. I'll teach you about all the myths, along with all the meanings of the cards, of course, but the psychological application of the cards. So it's not just intuitive reading, it's therapeutic reading. And so it's a step up from my intro to tarot. It's a step up from that. Intro to tarot, I just teach the psychology of the cards. That's it. But in the 9-month tarot, you learn how to do tarot therapy and to how to set up your own practice, a therapeutic practice with the cards. Yeah, so the link is above if you want to be on my wait list. Make sure you message me. Yeah, I don't know the launch date yet. I haven't decided yet. I've got to plan it properly on my calendar. School holidays always messes things up for me. I can never organise myself properly with school holidays. Oh, Miranda, I'm so grateful. You're doing readings, tarot therapy readings now, aren't you? Miranda started in February and she's now making income from doing my course the ethical way, the professional way. She's amazing. She's fabulous and she's a gifted medium as well. Oh, Jeanette, it's so good. I'm so proud of my course, and the membership site's amazing as well. I've had some really good feedback regarding, I've got a membership site that you get free access to, and it's yours forever, and all the content goes in there and all the videos that we do. So you have live training with me every week on the 9-month program. All the videos, you get to just download them. I'll give you a link. You download them and keep them, so you get to keep all the training. It's yours forever. Yours forever. I want you to thrive, and part of my motivation is really to change the culture around tarot and psychic reading. Sort of, it's the most unregulated industry, and you know, my part of my purpose is to bring some professionalism and some ethical practice, best practice to those settings, because people often will come in with serious life-changing or life issues that require them to make some significant change. And yes, we do have an ethical responsibility to have the right trainings in place and practices in place to ensure that your clients are going to have the best experience and walk away with some useful, helpful knowledge, and also to feel as though they've been listened and witnessed and heard and all of that sort of stuff. So, okay, that's enough. Talked it out, didn't I? All right, so, okay, what I'm going to do now. So how this works is I'm going to do a 3-card reading first. So this 3-card reading is a reading for the collective. And I pick these cards randomly, and then after I've done the 3-card reading, then I'll do some readings, 1-card readings for you, or 2 cards, whatever I feel like pulling at the times. But I'll ask questions. I'm not going to ask you questions. Sorry, you're going to ask me questions. So once I finish the reading, I will do your 1-to-1 readings. Yes, please put questions in the comments section, and I'll get to as many as I can. But in the meantime, I'm going to do the energy report for this week. So your spirit team, my spirit team, your higher self, my higher self, all working in sacred collaboration together. And I've put my hand up to do the channeled report for us. And I love doing it. I happen to love it as well. So, okay, enough talking, time to read. So let me pick some cards. This is the card I pulled tonight. I pulled a card. This is not the cards I'm using, but this is I pulled this card for myself tonight for tonight's read. A great deal of activities, sudden and immediate results, important communication. This is what I pulled tonight out of the Doreen Virtue. I don't really use them. I just sort of play with those cards. Well, I do use them, but I don't use them to do readings. If I'm going to do something serious, it's the Mythic Tarot. Not that that isn't serious, but I just thought I'd pull a card. Anyway, here I am. Okay, let's go. Oh, Swords. All right, so the first card six. Now, the swords represent transformation and change. They are the most transformational of the minor arcana. I just spat. Did you see that fly across the screen? I hope not. Anyway, nonetheless, so these the swords of the minor arcana are probably the most difficult in terms of, well, you're facing truth. The swords invite us to work on our karma and to face reality as honestly as we can, to try and remove some of the defenses and the distortions so that we can live true to who we are and our authentic nature. And that doesn't usually happen without some conflict. We distort our reality, obviously, to sometimes, when we can imagine, to avoid the discomforts of the situations that we find ourselves in and having to manage them and deal with them and change and to create change. So the swords represent change and transformation. And as you know, if change was that easy, we'd all have our life just sorted just like that, wouldn't we? Wouldn't we? But change is messy and it's chaotic and it's destructive and it's challenging. And that's why people get really or people that know tarot get a bit edgy with the swords. Okay, let's talk about this card. So out of all the swords, the Six of Swords is generally the most peaceful. The reason being is that Orestes has finally faced his karma. He knows what he must do to clear his karma. This is this guy here. So Orestes, in the story, in the myth, Orestes has to avenge his father's murder, and he didn't want to do it. And by avenging his murder, it meant killing his mother, and he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to have to face that. But now he's resigned himself to what he must do. So this card often is about forward motion, forward action, despite the discomfort of the situations that we sometimes find ourselves in. We have this, it's like we make a decision, we face the future, we face what's ahead of us with some maturity, and there's no turning back with this card. It is forward motion. You are being called to be confident. He's quite grown up in this card. If I could show you the five, I wish I could. I don't have that card here, but if I show you the five, he looks very young and he's scared and he's quite immature. In this card, he's facing what must be done, his karma and his responsibilities, and there's a maturity that comes along with that. So on the one hand, yes, this card is about facing the future and forging forward and facing those difficult challenges. But it also asks us, or the invitation is to have some breathing space too, that, being problem saturated or sitting in the problem story all the time is unhelpful. And our psychology has a way of protecting us as well. It doesn't want us to be in the problem story all the time. And sometimes we forget about the problems that we're in. And that's a good thing. That's your psychology protecting you and taking care of you. And this card is a reminder that it's unhelpful to be sitting in the problem story all the time. Just have some faith that things will work out, but you will have to continue to move forward and face what's ahead of you. But have some breathing space. Have some time just to not worry about trying to fix anything right now. Just know that you will deal with it when the time comes, and just try and relax. Maybe go for a nice walk, do some journaling. If that's too much work, don't do that. Just make sure that whatever you do right now, as much as possible, just try and be at peace with the decision that's, with what's ahead of you, without causing yourself more stress. Just be confident that this is right action and this must be done. This has to be done. It must be this way, despite the discomfort that you felt about it in the past. So with this card will come up when we are ready to face life's challenges. There is a real sort of sense of maturity and responsibility around that. Maybe we can call this the card of radical responsibility. And radical responsibility is really about taking responsibility for our part in the story and stepping up, or in the narrative, or whatever the issue is that you're currently involved in. Taking responsibility for your actions and your choices and the decisions that you're making. Try and use higher thinking, your wisdom from this moment forward. We will be challenged again. That's inevitable. That's inevitable. But right now, step into your high mind and trust and know that you are. Don't look back. It's forge forward, despite the challenges. Forge forward. Okay. Yes, Julia, it won't happen until you are, you are obviously, well, maybe I'll say this. Courage, the courage muscle within us, our ability to be able to manage life's challenges usually happen on the edge of that kind of discovery, on the edge of creativity, where we don't know how we're going to do it, but we're faced with it and we have to learn how to manage the situation, or how to work through the situation as we do it. We sort of come in not so prepared, but by the time we get to the other side of it, we've developed so many skills that next time we face a challenge similar, we'll know exactly what to do. So it's all part of the learning. Yeah, and not being emotionally ready, I totally can identify with that. And I think many of the ladies here, or many of the people here, men and women, would feel the same as well. Change is so uncomfortable. It is so uncomfortable. You're not alone with that. And facing the truth brings up a lot of discomfort too. Oh, you know, when I make sounds like that, something big has shown up. We've got a big card. Are you ready? Who can guess what it is? Does anybody want to try and be psychic and guess what it is? Or should I just go and say what it is? I think I'll just say. All right, so we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, now we've been discussing this card recently in my tarot groups. Death, it's not death, Katie, but close. It's a precipitator. It's heading that. No, not necessarily. Well, okay, so let's talk about the Wheel of Fortune. So, on the one hand, life is happening through you. You are a co-creator of your experience. You are in collaboration with life. Life isn't happening to you. It's happening through you. So this wheel won't turn unless you turn the wheel. You've got to be a participant in the journey. If you want to clear your karma, if you want to upgrade your practice, if you want to take yourself to the next level, if you want to heal your relationships, if you want to have what you want, then it's going to require you to be a participant on this. Don't wait for the universe to show up and make it happen for you, because it doesn't really work like that. You've got to put a stake in the ground and choose that for yourself, and then participate in behaviors that align with what you want. And then there's also a great mystery with this card. The Mirai, the three ladies in this card, the three women that you see in this card, are known as the Sacred Feminine. The Sacred Feminine is the unseen. It's the great mystery of life that we can't quite capture, or we can't quite. It's an unknown. We feel it, we sense it. We know there's a great mystery. We see that. Sometimes I was driving down the freeway today, or the highway today, just like I had a moment of being sort of out of body, but observing the reality that I was in, and the fact that existence is even such a thing. It was a moment of extraordinary, where you're just like, I cannot believe this reality even exists. I can't believe I'm conscious of this reality. Like that there is a great mystery. My point with that is that there are some things that are out of our hands, out of our control, and fate has its own plan for us too. So on the one hand, yes, I'm saying that you must be a collaborator in this experience, and if you want what you want, you have to take aligned action to make it happen. And then at the same time, life will have its way in the end anyway. So what does that mean? Sometimes I'll say to my clients, to be in flow, you need to be honest and truthful with yourself about what you want. And what you want for you and what life wants for you is exactly the same thing. But it's time to get really super honest about what that is. And yes, for some of you, it's going to mean that there's a change in the course of your destiny, like a change in direction that changes the course of your destiny, that changes your life significantly. Once you forge forward and make the decision, put the stake in the ground, and put the knives in the boat, and go, I'm doing this. Yes, it's going to change the course of your direction significantly. And yes, this can only be, this might, it will be scary for some of you, for sure. And for some of us, it'll be pretty exciting as well. But we don't, with the Mirai, Jung says that our fate is stored in the personal unconscious stored in all of our memories, our beliefs, our attitudes, our ideas, our repressed material, all the stuff that we say to ourselves about ourselves unconsciously, all the unconscious, the stuff that we're taking in, the stimulus that we're taking in from our environment, what we daydream about that we don't even realize we're daydreaming about, all of that manifests our fate. It's creating our reality. And so, yeah, there is a part of you that's definitely manifesting your reality. Sometimes I'll say to my clients that when this card comes up, that when you choose to take aligned action and turn that wheel, that you will be divinely compensated. You will be compensated in some way, but we don't know what that is with this card. This is the great mystery. We don't know what's going to show up once we change the course of, change the direction, the direction of your destiny, or you change your destiny. We don't know exactly what's going to show up. We don't know what you'll be compensated with yet, but you have to take the risk. You have to turn the wheel to make that happen and be a conscious collaborator in collaboration with spirit, with life. Oh, it's a big card, that one. It's a good one. It is a good one. I will say, no, I won't say it. I know I will say it. Let me say one more thing. So a couple of years ago, when this card was, maybe it was a year ago. No, it was 2020. And this card came up. This is how long I've been doing these live readings for. This card came up. And I used to sort of gloss over this card, or it was a lot of positive psychology, the wheel's going to turn good, all this kind of love and light. But what ended up happening that week was my ex-boyfriend died tragically. And it was very quick and very sudden, and nobody saw it coming. That's the extreme of this card. I probably shouldn't say that, but yes, life can change in the blink of an eye. That's the Mirai. The Mirai are the spinner, the weaver, and the cutter. The weaver, she's weaving your destiny, and the crone at the end can cut your life just like that. They decide. Even Zeus was afraid of the Mirai. Did you see an orb? Are they flying around? My ears, my head's burning. My ear's burning. Sure, it's not a bug. Maybe it's a bug, but my ear's burning. I feel a bit hot, that's for sure. Stepping into the unknown, that's right. Okay, the Hierophant. What a beautiful card. Oh, this is just gorgeous. Look at this card. Now, in the Rider-Waite, the Hierophant is seen as a priest. And in the Mythic Tarot, the Hierophant is seen as, he's represented by a centaur. And I prefer this card than the Rider-Waite for a number of reasons. So first of all, the Hierophant doesn't follow any religious dogma. In the Rider-Waite, we're looking at a priest, and we're looking at Catholicism, and we're looking at sort of man-made religious beliefs. In the Mythic Tarot, this is about universal law. This is about spiritual connection to something greater that isn't a man-made concept. His temple is in the forest, in the cave. It's not a man-made temple. We love his content. This guy will bring you your soul contract. He'll make that clear to you. His name is also Chiron. He's also known as the wounded healer. And Chiron is the wound that doesn't heal. And we all have one. We all have a wound that doesn't heal. And this wound is a portal. It's a portal to God or to spirit. It enables us to touch something so deep within ourselves and it's through our suffering, through our pain. And this pain, this place where we go into, where we're in a lot of pain, takes us into this depth of being. And on the return, when we come back from that, we come back with medicine. We come back with knowledge. We come back with insights that we can then share with our loved ones or with people that matter to us. So Chiron is a guide. He is a spiritual teacher. And he teaches us about suffering and the importance of suffering and that life is suffering, and that, don't be fooled into thinking that you are healed. That the wound itself is big medicine. And as I said, it's a portal. In the story, in his story, Chiron was scratched by Hercules' arrow that was dipped in the blood was dipped in poison, and he used it to kill Hydra, this monster. And Chiron was actually accidentally scratched by this arrow. And unfortunately for Chiron, he was immortal, which meant that he couldn't die. So the poison didn't kill him, but it caused him immense suffering. And so what he did is he dedicated his life to looking for ways to try and heal himself. But then he wasn't able to do that. But he brought all of that wisdom and all of that medicine to the community. And he created plant medicine and medicine for humanity. So, okay, there's a reason why I told you that story. The message of this card is that the difficulties that you're currently going through, the difficulties that you've been through, are portals for knowledge and wisdom around your soul contract, what you've actually come here to do, and what kind of contribution that you can make to society and to the people around you. That you do have a purpose, you do have a soul purpose, and that I believe all of us do. And yes, it does come, we feel into that purpose through our pain, absolutely. And we also feel into that through love. Whenever we go into that pain, and I'm not talking about rubbing salt into old wounds. When it organically arises, when it organically comes up, if we can be with it and move towards it, lean into it, and become friends with it, get to know it, go deep inside of it, not only do we experience suffering, but incredible unconditional love. And in that, it's coded with insights and wisdoms that you get to then bring back and share with others. It becomes your own personal teachings, your own personal philosophy, your own spiritual teachings. None of this spiritual dogma or religious dogma. This is your unique connection to you and spirit that happens through the wound that doesn't heal. And we all have one, and it's an incredible portal for medicine, not just for you, but for the community. Okay, so let's do a summary of tonight's reading. Oh, it was big medicine tonight, hey? Big medicine. First thing I want to say is that you all have a purpose. I believe that we do. We all have a purpose. And yes, a clue to that purpose is the wound. Look, when the wound comes up, look at what medicine is there for you. Where does it take you when you go so deep inside the portal? What part of, what is God whispering to you? What is God telling you about you that you can bring back? Now, okay, let's look at the rest of the cards. Six of Swords. Despite the challenges that you've been through, you must forge forward. We've got to forge forward. And yes, we're still going to be faced with challenges, but give yourself a break. Know that you can't turn back now. Now's the time to face, take responsibility, but at the same time, you're allowed to have some breathing space. You don't need to be problem saturated 24/7. You can relax. Know that there is some work ahead, but you cannot turn back now. This is about be ready to take responsibility to clear your karma or to evolve your journey, to evolve who you are. It's going to require some change and transformation for sure. Okay, the next card is the Wheel of Fortune. As I was saying with this card, fate plays its hand, yes, but you are also a collaborator in this experience, and that life, whatever you want for you, life wants for you too. And if you really drop down into your heart and feel into the presence of your being, you will, and it does require, because it does require vulnerability to do that you'll know what direction you need to take. And this will change the course of your destiny. You need to be brave. You can't turn back now. Don't turn back. You need to be brave. And yes, and take, turn the wheel. Take aligned action. Life will support you on that. And yes, there is a great mystery to this because you don't know what's on the other side of this yet. There'll be something there waiting for you. Okay, and the Hierophant. I won't go into too much of this. I think I went pretty deep on this card. The Hierophant is your soul purpose. He is the wounded healer. He He is the wound that doesn't heal, and it's significant and it's magical and it's beautiful, and it's all things. It's all things to do with your authentic soul love and your connection to soul and to spirit and to God, whatever you want to call God is. He is your unique spirituality, a private relationship between you and spirit through the portal of the deepest wound that you have within you, which is your greatest medicine. Okay, I'm going to go now. I feel like that was enough. Do you think? Oh, hi, Shanks. Good to see you. Oh, mate, I'm burning. I'm burning up. Yeah, it was a big reading this week, hey? I had a big week last week. So for me, that was really significant as well. A huge week last week. Yeah. Oh. All right, I'm going to do some readings now. So if you'd like a card, cards are flying out everywhere because I'm a bit excited. Yeah, Chiron. Might be some tears this week, people. It's going to be okay. It will be okay. Just lean in and remember that it's a portal to God. And you will come back with big medicine from that. Okay, so who am I going to pick? I just don't know. All right. What the hell? Oh, we've got someone stalking me on here. Block user. There we go. See ya. All right, Sharon from I'll come to Instagram. I'm not flicking my hand at you. I'm saying I'm coming to Instagram in a minute. Sharon. Hello, Sharon. Yes, I'll happily give you a card. Why not? Let's see. That was enough. That reading was enough for all of us. I mean, really, what more do you want? That was pretty clear, hey? Well, if you're brave enough to take aligned action, where do you need to take aligned action? Yeah. Contemplating. All right, Sharon, this is for you. Sharon, this card represents emotional doubts and fears, and the Four of Cups is about when we feel an off note, when things don't feel right. There's a feeling of distrust, or there's a feeling that you're not quite seeing the full picture, or someone might not be completely honest with you, or maybe you're not trusting your own feelings on things. But it's a reminder that you can't ignore that off note, that off note, excuse me, I just burped, sorry. That off note is about, it definitely is about you having to prepare yourself to face some conflict. Now, conflict isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is about the discomfort that you're feeling on the inside. In the story, I'll tell you a bit about the story so you get a flavor of this card, a sense of it. So Psyche, the girl in the middle of this card, has married Eros, the god of love, and they married each other without knowing who each other is. Well, he knew who she was, but she didn't know who he was. And so he only comes to her at night, and night time being in her dreams. So it's fantasy. She's living in this fantasy. And he's whisked her away to this secret location, and she has all of her needs met, everything, except he's not there. So he only comes to her in her dreams. So every day she's got these invisible hands, and music's playing, and she's got beautiful clothes and beautiful food and these invisible helpers doing all this stuff for her. But she's lonely. So she asks her sisters, she asks Eros when he comes to her at night, she says, I'm so lonely. Can you please bring like my sisters to me? Because I can't handle this. This is too hard. Sure, he says. So his sisters arrive and they're like, fuck, this is all right. You're doing all right. This is great. And then they go, well, hang on a minute. Where's he? And she's like, well, he only comes to me at night in my dreams. And they're like, oh, something's off with this. What's going on there? So they're whispering all these like, they're thinking, what if he's a monster? What if he's ugly and revolting? What if he's going to kill? What if he wants to kill you? What if he's going to do all these awful things to you? what if, all these what ifs. And really what they're doing is they're fueling her insecurities that were already there. They're fueling it for her. So Sharon, this suggests to me that there's a discomfort there for you, that you're not feeling secure right now in a situation, or you're doubting a situation. I would encourage you to follow that feeling, and just follow that feeling, because the other card that you've got is the Ace of Swords. This is the card of change and transformation. This is the beginning. This is about cognitive dissonance. This is about the inner conflict of knowing that you cannot maintain the current situation that you're in forever. It's just not. It doesn't feel right. There's something off, and you know it. So this is a preparation for change. Prepare yourself. You'll be going through some significant change over the next 6 months. All right. Next person, Whisper Collections. Hello. Hi, Marina. What's coming up for me? So I'll read for somebody on Instagram, and then I'll pick somebody on, there we go, Louise. Louise, not yet. I'm going to read for Whisper Collections on Instagram. Oh, Christ. He's still throwing cards everywhere. So any message, Whisper Collections says, or said, any message going through, I'm going through a financial separation, any relationship. Well, let's just see what the cards have to say, shall we? Let's just see in regards to this separation. We'll just see what comes up. Oh. We've got some heavy cards here, everyone. Prepare. This is a heavy one. So first of all, we've got the Seven of Cups. Sorry, Seven of Swords. I wish it was the Seven of Cups. Seven of Swords. So that's not to scare you. This is all I want to say is that plan. Keep your cards close to your chest. You don't need to tell everybody about what you're doing. You don't have to make any big, bold decisions yet, but you will eventually. This is the time to plan and to ensure that you have all of your needs met, that you are doing everything in your power to take care of yourself. But it's the card of like the white lies or guile or being diplomatic, like the politicians do, make all these false promises, but actually you've got another plan in place. Now, sometimes life requires that of us. So that doesn't mean that Whisper Collections I know that's not your name, I'm just calling you that. But that doesn't mean that she's deceptive or a bad person. Sometimes life requires that of us, because to get out of a situation or to ensure that we're going to be protected in a situation, we have to have a little private agenda. We have to do things to ensure that we're going to be taken care of. For example, it's like leaving a job. You're generally not going to tell your employer that you're leaving until you've actually found another job, and then you give your notice, because you're not going to go in and say, oh, I don't like this job anymore, so just so you know, I'm looking for a new job. You're going to do that. Most people don't do that. So, this is about buying some time to prepare yourself for the change that you're going through. And yes, it's going to require you to be to not tell all the truths. Just keep it quiet, smile, be happy. Life's fine, but actually you've got your own plan. The next card that comes up is the finalities. This situation is going to come to an end sooner than later, and just expect that you will be going through a significant change in not just a financial change, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. When the Death card comes up in a reading, sometimes people gloss over it and they go, love and light, everything's going to be fine, sun's shining, sun's rising, new beginning. Well, but before you get to that new beginning, you've got to face the finality of the situation that you find yourself in. And it does mean grief and loss. And some of the most difficult life transitions that people have are relationship breakdowns, financial breakdowns. And there is a study, my friend was just telling me, she's doing she's at uni at the moment doing some psych study, and she mentioned a psych a study that she was reading. Anyway, nonetheless, this study suggested that people have experience similar trauma to those who are homeless, and that that are out on the streets, people who have breakups. experienced similar trauma. It's that intense, it's that painful, even though they're both different circumstances. But that loss, it just creates that instability in such a significant way. So be kind to yourself. Change, breakups are not easy to navigate. And yes, there is grief, and grief has its own timing. It has its own way. It has its own like timing. And it'll come in waves, and inappropriate times. You'll be at the shopping centre and all of a sudden you start crying in the shopping centre, or it's not something that you can control. It's a natural part of life, and we're all going to grieve in our own way too. There's no rule book. There is no rule book to grief. We grieve, and we do the best that we can when we grieve. And so, yes, so there is, it's not just grief, it's loss as well. It's a loss of a life, or a loss of like a home. It's the loss of, friends that happen when we break up. It's significant. It is really significant change, but it leads to deep transformation and knowing yourself, like, in a new, more vital way. That's coming. But yes, you've got to take care of yourself in this situation. Keep your cards close to your chest. Okay, that's your message. All right. Hi, Louise on Facebook. Hello. So lovely to see you. So glad that you're here. I'm so glad that everyone's here. I appreciate that you're here. If you're feeling generous, it would be amazing. I know you can't do it on Instagram, but on Facebook, if you're feeling generous and you feel like you want to share, I'd really appreciate that. All of the ladies who are on Spirit Directories, events directory, we all jump on, and we're doing free readings for everyone. A share is just a beautiful gift. If you don't want to, don't feel pressure. You don't have to. Sometimes people just want to keep their little private tarot psychic reading thing. They don't want the rest of the world to know that that's what they're looking at, what they're watching. It's okay, I get it. But if you don't feel any shame around it, it would be amazing if you could share. I just appreciate it so much. So, okay, Louise. Oh, my throat. Before I say any more, there's a free download above this live. So when this live's finished, go ahead. It's a 1.5 hour masterclass. The Cups of the Mythic Tarot. I teach you how to do a lover's reading, like a relationship reading, and it's a masterclass with the cups. So you just get if you go and watch it, you get your tarot cards out, and I will give you a full training, and it's free. It's a masterclass. It's one of my. Everybody loves those trainings. I used to charge. I can't remember how much now. It was a self-paced study that I'm giving it away for free now. People can have it. You can have it. And if you want, there's a booklet that goes with it. If you want the booklet, it's $9. You can have the booklet for $9 if you want it. Anyway, it's there. You don't have to. You can still watch the training and have the training for free forever in my membership site. So go ahead, take it. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well. I'm nearly at 2,000 followers. I need 30 more people. And then I'm at 2,000 followers on Facebook. That would be good. I'd be excited about that. If you feel like following me, that would be great too. How many people have we got on? 40. Half of those people probably already following me. Anyway, and I'm grateful for that. Right. Louise, this is for you. Okay, Louise. So the Two of Pentacles represents you wanting to find your hobby or your niche or your thing, your passion to purpose, or your craft. Wondering, what is that? What is my skill? What am I good at? What is my thing? What is my specialty? And my instruction to you around this card is to try things out, try things on for size. Sometimes I explain it like buying a pair of jeans. Some jeans fit good and some jeans just don't have, they just don't fit. They just look weird on. So this card is about trying things out and seeing how they fit, seeing if it does work, if it works for you or not. It does require investment. It does mean that you need to invest into courses, or you need to invest into some kind of study to work out whether or not it's something that you really want. So it's a bit of sort of juggling finances around, spinning plates a bit and doing all that sort of stuff. But you won't know until you try it out, whether or not it's your thing. So it is like in preparation to developing an expertise, a skill in an area that you're going to love. This is about being at a crossroads, a change of direction, a crossroads in your life. The magician, trust the messages that have been coming through for you, and they're so obvious. They're so obvious that sometimes when the magician shows up, his name's Hermes. He's also known as Mercury. And in astrology, Mercury is the planet that just delivers messages indiscriminately, and you determine what they mean through your subjectivities. You give them meaning through your reality. You make meaning of those messages, and it's up to you to make meaning of those messages. He's a professional. He's a professional at delivering messages. He invites you to the magic show, and then you get to be a participant in the magic show. You are projecting what you want. It's showing up for you, outside of you, messages that fall from the sky, feathers that fall down, music that comes on a song on the radio that's meaningful for you, a book that crosses your path. His messages are so obvious that we think it's it's just a coincidence. No, it's not. He's displaying. He's a professional at displaying magic. He's trying to show you the way. He's trying to lead you on this new path. You're at a crossroads. Take a leap of faith. Well, you already have. This is like invest in exploring what your heart desires. Go there, have a play, and see what happens. You've got nothing to lose. That's your message. Okay. Oh, thanks, Angela. That's beautiful. Oh, I really appreciate that. I'll read for you next after Carly. Hello, Carly. Thanks for sharing. Yes, I'll pop in a general reading for you. Yes, okay. Stella, I'll come to you after Angela, Simone, and Carly. All right. Let's see what the cards have to say for Carly. If you'd love to book in for a reading with me, I do have my booking link above. I do astrology, natal charts, astrology, predictive astrology, so solar return. That's me looking at your weather forecast for the year ahead, for you from birthday to birthday, your solar cycle, to see what the weather patterns are for you, what's likely to unfold, where the planets are, what that will mean for you personally in your chart. And then, of course, I do look at your natal chart as well as soul readings. That's my thing. That's my core work. Soul readings. That's there. Tarot therapy. You're most welcome to book in. The link is above if you feel drawn and you feel called. Would love to read for you. Absolutely. And of course, all readings are done via Zoom, because that means I can reach more people, and I can record it for you. I record the readings for you and I send it off to you. Sometimes I forget, so people have to nudge me after they've had their readings. They private message me, say, did you remember when you said? I'm like, oh shit, that's right. It's always there. I've got to go and find it in my Vimeo. So it's yours for life in my little Vimeo thing. Anyway, okay, Carly. Carly, okay. Carly, this suggests to me that you're going to get what you want. You need to be patient. You need to be patient about it, but you are going to get what you want. This is a time of recovery. This is you having some time out. This is you recalibrating, rejuvenation. This is you going through a internal reorganization. This is you healing after having some struggles, and you are going to get what you want. You will have what you want, but you've got to be patient. You've got to sit and patiently wait for it to show up. It's going to show up for you. This suggests to me that it was already ordained for you. It's on its way. So whatever you've been asking for, whatever you've been working towards, it's on its way. Either it's arrived already and you've had to be, you've had to be patiently wait for it, or it's very soon. Oh, there's the cat. Look, there's Bubby. Oh, you can't see him. Oh, he's so cute. That's Bubby. Oh, and that's my kid's hand. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, you can't see him on Instagram, can you? Oh, yeah, there he is. Bubby. That's what we call him, Bubby. Anyway, that was for you, Carly. He's such a little sweetie pie. Bubby. Okay. Hi, Angela. Angela Simone said, I just saw you for the first time and quickly checked out your links, and I've liked and followed and love your energy. Would love a card, please. Absolutely, Angela. So good to meet you. He said hi, Mia. He did a meow. He's a bubby. Actually, his name's Felix, but I don't know how we started calling it. It was my daughter. She started calling him Bubby, and then just even everyone in the neighborhood calls him Bubby. Even the vet calls him Bubby. So he's just Bubby now. That's it. Bubby. He's a baby. He acts like a baby as well because we baby him. Anyway. All right, Angela, this is for you. Who loves animals here? Do you all love animals? It's a good sign, isn't it, when someone loves their animals, I think. It's a sign of an empathetic, compassionate person. All right, Angela, this is for you. Okay. Oh, look. All right, here we go. So, Angela, first card that we've got, we're just talking about this in my tarot group, my 9-month tarot group. We're talking about this card, and sometimes this card is sort of a little bit disappointing in the fact that it is about doing the personal work. You're being called to do some of your own personal therapeutic work, like working on your own issues, and so that you can have the kind of relationship that you want. That this card in the story, Psyche's begging Aphrodite to bring Eros back to her, and Aphrodite says, sure, but you've got to face these challenges, and these challenges are death of the ego. So she has to go in and face herself with some, face her fears, basically. So yeah, this is the card of doing some personal journey work, working on your heart and what is getting in the way of you having the kind of relationship that you want. What's preventing you from being fully open and well, I guess fully open's a huge ask. Actually, that's a bit of that's sort of. I know that's difficult for the majority of us, for most of the population. It takes a lot of courage and vulnerability, and we're all sort of learning how to let down this guard around our heart. I don't think it's as easy as just fully open your heart and you plugged in. We have moments, hey, of being fully open, and then we contract and expand, and yeah, nonetheless, okay, this is about you having to do some of the personal work. So if you haven't enrolled in any, or if you haven't done any therapy, or this is the card I'd encourage you, go get involved in some personal development class, or maybe it's about you even studying some kind of therapeutic practice, but definitely getting some support to help you work through your own personal stuff so that you can come into the relationship with some conscious awareness about who you are and your own stuff, so you don't project that onto the other. We all come into relationships wanting to get our needs met unconsciously, so we're all looking for ways for our partner to meet those needs, and our partners come in blind to that, right? They don't know what need you're trying to have met, and we play that out on our partners. We play it out unconsciously on them, or consciously on them. We're trying to have this corrected experience, to have them give us what we didn't get in our childhood from our most significant caregivers. We're looking for ways for our partner not to be like our ex, and so we're hoping that they're going to be different. But the key is that you've got to do the work too. You've got to be the change. You've got to be the change to have the kind of relationship that you want. So there's more I could say about that. I feel like I've half told a story around that, but I think you get what I'm saying, because that's a whole session. We did a whole session on that. Tarot ladies who aren't here at the moment, but we did a whole 3 hours actually on talking about transference and counter-transference. It's a therapeutic thing. Anyway, okay, so the star card represents your hopes and dreams and wishes, and it does represent you having been through some difficult times, Angela, and you're kind of sort of on the other side of it. But it's like now that you've been called to try and remember who you are. This is you coming home to who you are. And whilst you might not be able to see what's ahead of you, whilst you might not be able to see whether or not things are going to be what you want, you can, I'll start again. You might not be able to see clearly what the future looks like, but you certainly can feel it. And you're being guided by this inner light. You're being called to trust this inner light that resides in you, and that there is this cosmic order to your journey, and that you are exactly where you're meant to be right now, despite what you've been through. Pandora represents, this is Pandora. Sometimes I say that she is the naked truth. She is the truth of who you are after all the bullshit has fallen away, after the tower has fallen, and all that you're left with now is the truth. And it is a beautiful place to be. And it's, yes, Pandora's box has been opened, and there are spikes in the world and difficulties, but you get an opportunity now. And this is about you coming home to your authentic self, to who you really are. So you've got a bit of a personal journey challenge ahead of you, Angela. This is really about you finding yourself again and doing some work. You cannot rely on a partner to give that to you. You're going to have to give this to yourself. And how fun to be able to do that, to follow that. I would encourage you, if you feel drawn, because this is the card of astrology, come and have a natal chart reading with me. I would love to read your natal chart. And let's start doing some personal journey work. Would love to do that for you. Okay, that is for you, Angela. All right. Now, I said I'd read for Stella on Instagram. Hello, Stella. Yes, can't wait to see you soon. Wouldn't that be interesting if the card that we pulled tonight is the card that comes up when I see you on Friday? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? If it comes up. Oh, thanks, Holly. Holly said, you look beautiful today, sweetheart. Thank you. That's nice. It would be crazy, wouldn't it, Stella? We'll see. We'll see what card comes up. Stella's actually got this deck now. So I know Stella's starting to learn these cards. She knows these cards. So she's going to be doing her own reading as well. I know, Stella, you're going to look at the card and you go, oh, I know what that card means. You'll be giving me, you'll have your interpretation and my interpretation, and both of them are really valuable. Whatever comes up for you, Stella, when you see the card, your first initial, or maybe not your first initial response, but whatever comes up for you, trust it. Let it be a part of the dialogue rather than me monologuing at you. It's more than one perspective is incredibly helpful. And there are many layers to a story. There isn't just one way to tell a story. There are multiple versions of who you are and multiple ways in which we can tell our story, which is really liberating. It means that we don't have to get stuck in one version, that we can change our reality by changing the version of the story. And neither version is wrong. There are multiple ways in which we can tell a story. Oh, great card, Stella. This is a yes. This is a yes. Stay positive, okay? Stay positive. This tells me that the future is bright. Things are looking up. This is a really positive card. You are being protected. This is the creative child. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so this is a really positive card. And we also know with this card that you are being guided and you are being protected, that any darkness is now dissolving and the light of the sun is warming up your spirit, warming up your life, and that this is the green light. This is the green light. It's time to move forward now. It's time to actually move forward and open your mind and your heart to this next chapter. And yes, when Apollo comes up in a reading, I've only got 1 minute. They're going to shut me down on Instagram. Stella, this is a yes. This is a yes. This is a yes. Okay. You will get what you want. Okay. That's all I need to say. When you saw this, whatever you felt in that moment, when you saw the sun, you knew instinctively, and trust that feeling. Okay. We're tuned in right now. It's going to go. This is going to shut down any minute. I look forward to going deeper on this when I see you on Friday. Okay. So, yes, you'll have to jump over. If you're on Instagram, you'll have to jump over onto Facebook. Yeah, it's got 1 minute left. All cards are flying all over the place. All right. Hi, Morgan. Hi, Lynn. I didn't know you were here. Oh, thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that. All right. So, I was just reading what Angela said. Validation. I'm always facing my fears. I'm always trying to have a better relationship with myself. I have so much self-doubts. Oh my God, Star. Yes, I healed myself and now it returned and I lost myself somewhere. But I know I can get back there. My 30-year relationship is strong. Thanks. Okay. All right. So next person is, who else am I reading for? Can't decide. Who's it going to be? Christy Emmy. Hello. That's a pretty photo. I like your hair. That looks nice. It's a nice picture. I've got 1 second. It's going to go. Oh, just done. There we go. Instagram's finished. Done and dusted. All right, Christy, let's read for you. I'm going to try and be quick, guys. Hello, Stephanie Navarro. Nice to meet you too. Christy, okay, let's pick a card for you. Or 2 cards. I just picked 2 cards for you, Christy. Okay. Oh, Christy, this tells me that you have had a broken heart or you've been hurt. Or you've been hurt in the past and your heart still needs some healing. There's still some conflict around that for you. This suggests to me that you do need to do some work around your heart chakra, around the betrayals. Sometimes when betrayals happen, we feel like, how could we have not known? Or how did we not see that? Or how did I let that happen? And all of us, if you watch the beginning of this reading, I was talking about Chiron, the wounded healer. We all have a wound. We're all walking wounded, all of us. None of us are healed and sorted. Like, we've all got stuff, and that's okay. But the message with this card is that I'm encouraging you to find forgiveness for the way in which you may have been hurt. And yes, that there is some healing that's required around the heart chakra for you, around feelings that you have about yourself. And yeah, I think this card is a message that the other card that we've got is the Karma card of karma and the Judgment card. And this card suggests to me that it's time to cut ties to the past. And that the way to do that, sometimes we have to face those shadows. But you do have the emotional resilience now to be able to manage that. You have the capacity to be able to look at your past now without being so triggered, maybe you have the ability to face those memories now in a way that you couldn't before. And it is a card of healing for sure. And it's in preparation for a new chapter. There is a new chapter. By the end of this year, my feeling is, and this is what's dropping in, by the end of this year, you won't know yourself. There's a new version of you that's starting to emerge, but you've got to let go. You've got to let go of what happened. Somehow, it's not that I'm not saying to you that it doesn't matter, but at some point you've got to cut ties to it so it doesn't hold you back from having what you want. This is a karmic card. I feel like whatever happened was, it maybe even because it keeps dropping in, past life, past life, past life. I keep hearing past life. There must have been some kind of past life connection with this person. And yeah, I was talking about that today with a friend of mine about soulmates. Just because someone isn't right for you, it doesn't mean that they're not a soul. Soulmates come in many forms. And yeah, when you have those intense experiences with someone, for sure, it's a soulmate experience. It doesn't mean that you're with them for the rest of your life, but absolutely, it impacts on you for the people that you'll never forget, in your lifetime. And so, yeah, I feel like there is some past life connection there and part of the letting go will be clearing some of that so you can move forward. You can move forward in a way that's going to enable you to have this new chapter that you're so longing for. Okay, that was for you. Jocelyn. Hi, Jocelyn. Jocelyn Steffens. Hello. It's lovely to meet you. Oh, you're so welcome. I don't mind a rose or two. Thank you. That's gorgeous. Appreciate it. Okay, let's see what comes up for you. How am I going for time? I'm going to go. I can't see. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to move that over. Oh, I can't see it on there either. Oops. What's the time? 8:30. I'm running over time, but that's okay. 8:34. Yes. Yes, that's my daughter. She's hurrying me up. So another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to have to go. Yeah. All right. I've got my little guard down there, making sure I don't give too much of myself away and drain myself and steal time from her. So this doesn't steal time from her, which is fair enough. All right. Oh, thanks, Christy. Oh, she said you are phenomenal. Oh, thank you. I appreciate your positive feedback. That's lovely. Go and grab my free download above so you can stay on my mailing list. So if anything exciting comes up, you can book in. Okay. Jocelyn, this is for you. Oh, Jocelyn, these are beautiful cards. Okay, so the first card that I turned over was the Nine of Pentacles. Now, if at any point you have been, there are two sides to this card. Either one that you're struggling with like your own self-worth, or that it's something that you need to develop. You need to start recognizing how valuable you are and what a valuable contribution you are making to your family and to the lives of others. Sometimes this card comes up when we have to start validating our own experience, when we need to stop looking outside of ourselves for that kind of validation, to know that you are enough and that you've always been enough and that you have enough, that you will be taken care of. Not just by people outside of you, but yourself. You have the capacity you have this ability to be able to take care of yourself in whatever situation you find yourself in. And this card suggests that you have lost and you have gained, and you've been through the ups and downs, financial ups and downs in your life too, and you've recovered. And you will recover again. And this isn't really about what monetary gain you have or how much money you have in the bank. This card is really about the intrinsic self-worth that's not based on what skills you have either. It's the fact that you are a valuable human being, that your soul is a beautiful guiding light to yourself and to others. And that in itself is a blessing. You cannot put a price on that. It's priceless. And we've all been, haven't we? We've all been in that situation in our lives. I'm sure many people on here have been in situations in your life where you've lost everything and you've had to start again. And all you really have there at that moment, when you feel like you've lost everything, is yourself. And that requires you to sort of, it's humility. Like you develop this sense of humility. And I feel that you have that, Jocelyn. You have that deep sense of humanity and humility. You've been through stuff. And yes, this card is in recognition. It is in recognition for the amazing being that you are, but you don't need me to tell you that. And this is what the message is of it, is this card, is that either you need to kind of develop this self-worth, or this is the recognition now that you are in a place where you do feel like, I don't need anybody to tell me, how good I am, or I don't need people to validate. You don't need people to validate your worth in the world. You've got to recognize it inside of yourself. But it is also about investments. It is about you investing in yourself, investing in your life, not for anybody else, not for anybody else's approval, not for family's approval, but for you. Investing for you and doing this for you. Without having to seek the outside approval of others. So this is your go ahead. This is your yes card. You are worth the investment. You are worth it. 1,000,000 times, 1,000 times, to the moon and back, over and over again, from everything inside of that and everything outside of that. You're a child of the universe, and this is the creative child, that there is a longing for you to step into that creativity. If you haven't already, this is the message to go and do that. This is the creative child. This is question I'm going to ask you now is, how do you shine in the world? How do you best shine? Where do you feel shiny? Where do you feel like you can just light up your own life and light up the world? Just being you, doing what you love. Like, where do you feel most happy and joyful and in light, and where time ceases to exist and you're in the presence? You feel presence when you're doing it. What is that for you? This is the green light to go forward and just do that. Let yourself have it. The message is yes. It's a yes. It's a yes from spirit. And I feel you already know this. Okay, that was for you. How am I going for time? What is the time? That's it, guys. I've got to go. I'm out. I'm sorry, everyone. Please go and enjoy I've got a free download. You can have it. It's a free tarot masterclass. It's valued. It's valuable. It's valuable. I can't remember how much I used to sell it for. Let's say around $100. It was around $100. You can have that for free. It's yours forever, and you'll get a membership to my portal, like my membership site. You can see how pretty my membership site is. It's all beautiful, and it's yours. You can have it. You can have it for life. And it's a masterclass where you will learn how to read the cups and do a relationship reading. So get your tarot cards out and give it a go. I'd love to get some feedback from you. Of course, I've put my links up there where to follow me. Would love you to follow me. And, of course, a link to my readings. If you'd love a reading, I'd love to read for you. Astrology, solar return charts, which is predictive astrology, as well as, of course, soul readings and tarot therapy. I'm sending you all so much love. Have an amazing week. Oh, and I will say this, if you just joined recently, like later on in this read, go back and watch the energy report for this week. It was super intense and very, very meaningful. I encourage you to go back and have a listen to it, because I'm sure there'll be medicine in it for you. Okay? Big love, big hugs. Bye, everyone.